Good morning, everyone. This is Tuplex, and welcome back to our Factorio tutorial. I'd like to start today by showing a few balancers that I've set up here in various places. I've got 3 different line balancers that I've put down. This one that we see here is a simple 4-to-2 line balancer. So it basically takes 4 input lines and combines them in such a way that you get 2 lines coming out, each of which has pretty much the same amount of material. So you can see here we've got 2 lines that are pretty much saturated and then 2 that are much less so. And as they come out, we've got 2 lines that have about the same amount of material. So this is very useful for taking several input sources and getting your output source to be more consistent. And this is one of the most simple ones. Like I said, this is 4 lines into 2. All you need is 3 splitters set up like that. Now up here, I set up a 3-to-3 balancer. Now this one's a bit more complicated. And what I wanted to do is take these 3 iron lines and get those to be balanced so that if they're producing at different rates for whatever reason, my 3 output lines are all going to have the same amount of material on them. So as you can see, this one is a bit more complicated. And there is a great post on Reddit that has a reference to many different balancing designs for whatever number of lines going in and number of lines coming out that you want to use. There's an image for those. And I'll put a link to that in the description so that you guys can check it out as well. But again, this is a 3-to-3. Now, obviously, with the splitters designed such as they are, there's no way to set up something to only have 3 inputs, right? Because with 2 splitters, you have 4. And so this line coming back and feeding back in is a way to maintain the balance across the 3 lines coming out by just having a little feedback loop there. So this is a more complicated design. Generally, with even numbers of inputs and outputs, the design is going to be much simpler. And then up here, I created a 4-to-4 balancer for our copper lines. And like I said, this one is a bit simpler. So we take the 4 inputs, these 2 splitters combine the inputs of the first 2 and the second 2. Then this one combines these inner 2 belts. This one combines the outer 2 belts, and as a result, you get a nice balanced output on the other side. So these are just some ways that you can improve the flow. So if you've got several lines running like this and you find that one belt is getting emptied while the other 2 are full or something like that, that's a case where a belt balancer such as this would come in handy. If you guys have any questions about these, feel free to post in the comments and I'll do my best to answer. I don't consider myself to be an expert on these by any means. There's mathematical ways that you can work out these designs to make sure that each of your outputs has the same amount of material based on the inputs. I have not done those calculations myself, but I usually use that Reddit post as my reference to find the balanced designs that I need. So hopefully you found that useful. All right, now today I'm going to be a little bit less ambitious than I have been in the last episode, which I think ran rather long. I think it was about 40 minutes. I apologize for the length. I think that's a little bit longer than most people want to devote to one viewing. So I'm going to try to keep this one and future ones a little bit shorter. So today, what I want to do is set up some production of concrete, which I alluded to in the last episode and didn't really have the time to get done. So we're going to set that up now, and then we'll also get our advanced oil going now that we have the ability to do that. Before we start, though, let's get some more research underway. And I'm going to look here for research that we need. And, you know, there's not really anything that we have to have here, except for these 3. But for those, we need the alien modules. So what I will, well, no, we can do laser turret upgrades. Those will come in handy. All right, so we'll do laser turret damage upgrades. In the meantime, let's get some concrete going. So to make concrete, we need stone bricks, which we've been making. We need iron ore, and we need water. And that will give us, you can see here, each cycle gives you 10 concrete pieces. We're going to need 1,000 of these to build our rocket. So I'm going to set up 2 assembly machines. And I think what we can do is we can pull from here and bring that down. And then we can set these up on either side of that, like so. All right. And you have to use the blue assemblers here because there are 3 ingredients. And you can see here that when we tell it we want concrete, it automatically gives us an input for the water. Okay, so we'll have to hook up water. Let's make a offshore pump. And we'll put a couple inserters here. We'll put a couple inserters there. Let me bring down power. That should cover us. And then we can put our outputs here as well into an iron chest. And like I said, we're going to need 1,000. These stack in stacks of 100, I believe. So 10 of those will give us what we need. So let's get our water. So we'll use some underground pipe like that. We'll connect that one there. And then I'll use another underground pipe to connect across. And now we just need to get some iron ore, which we happen to have an ample supply down here, conveniently so. So we'll just run this line up. And I think what we'll do is just come across this way. There we go. And a couple more inserters, another power pole, throw down a light, and we're making concrete. Simple as that. So 5 stone brick, 1 iron ore, and 10 water. And that gives us 10 concrete. So we'll have those 1,000 concrete fairly quickly, and we'll just let this continue to run in the background. So by the time we're ready to make our rocket silo, we should have what we need there. Okay, so that's done. Now, as I mentioned, we have the ability now to do advanced oil processing. And the advantage of advanced oil processing is that you create more petroleum and less oil compared to basic processing. It does require the input of water, however. So what we'll do to start with is we'll go and we'll change these recipes. So as you can see, basic oil processing gives you 4 petroleum and then 3 heavy and 3 light oil for every cycle. With advanced, you get 5.5 petroleum, 4.5 light oil, and 1 heavy oil. Okay, so that's 5.5 oil to 5.5 petroleum, whereas basic oil processing gives you 6 oil to 4 petroleum. And since petroleum is mostly what we desire here, that's a nice improvement. So we'll go ahead and change these. And as you can see, this other input changed from oil to water. So we will need to connect some water in order to make this work. So let's go ahead and do that. I'm going to join these inputs in the usual way, just like we did on the other side. And let's take a look at the map and see where our closest source of water is. And I believe it's this little pond or lake or whatever you want to call it over here. So what we'll do is bring the water up. Oh, you know what? We have this water line that we ran already for our sulfur. Forgot about that. Okay, well, this is going to be quicker than I thought. So all we have to do then is bring this line up. I'm going to hit X to switch my toolbars. That way I can use my 4 and 5 keys to select these pipes more quickly. You know what? Let's bring this over one more. And that way we can run a pipe straight up. Whoops. Okay, and there we go. Okay. Good. Let's check and see how much solid fuel we have. We've got quite a lot. We're going to need about 11,000 pieces of solid fuel, believe it or not. Each one of these rows represents 500. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, so that's 500, 1,000, that's 2,000, 4,000, 6,000. Okay, let's get damage upgrade 4. Yeah, I think we've got more than enough. Each one of these is about 2,000, so that's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. Yeah, we've got more than enough solid fuel. So what I will do now, because we have lots of solid fuel, I'm going to convert all of these over to producing petroleum. And I'll show you how we can do that. Once you get advanced oil processing, you also get the ability to do cracking. So you can, for example, you can crack heavy oil into light oil. And then you can crack light oil into petroleum gas. So that way you can produce 100% of the output of your refineries into petroleum gas if you so desire. And I do so desire. I'm going to add another tank to our petroleum like that. You'll see these two tanks will balance out, and then the refiners will start going again, and they'll eventually fill up because we're not using much right now. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to, first of all, I'm going to disconnect these inputs because I'm not sure which one needs water and which one needs oil. So I'm going to convert these to create light oil from heavy. Okay, and then we'll go ahead and hook up our heavy oil inputs. Actually, I think I want to do this a slightly different way. Bear with me a moment. Let's, there we go. So I'm going to do a straight pipe there. I'm going to hook these up like that. And I'll just go straight across like that. Okay, and then we need to get some water up here as well. And the water, I think we can do, let's see, can I hook them up like this without running into problems? Whoops, I think I can. Let me see. No, that's going to run into her. I'm not going to have enough room to get my coal line across. So we got a little space constraint here. I think what I can do is I'm going to reroute that coal line. this way. That way we'll give ourselves more room to run our pipes for the water. That is one disadvantage of advanced oil processing. It makes the hookup a little more complicated, but it's not too hard. We can figure it out. All right, and then, okay, that's laser turret. Let's do shooting speed 4. So we are going to have some highly upgraded laser turrets by the time we get done here. Those biters are not going to stand a chance. Okay. There we go. So now we have, I'm going to remove these inserters since we're not making solid fuel anymore. Okay, so now we're making light oil. And what we're going to want to do now is get that delicious light oil into our light oil storage tank. Okay. And we can see the light oil starting to increase now. All right, so that's good. We've got a full tank of lubricant, so I think I'm just going to remove that. We're not going to need more lubricant than that. So we'll just leave that tank there, and when we need the lubricant, we'll be able to draw from it. Okay, so now we got light oil going to our storage tank. From here, now we want to change all of this light oil production, or solid fuel production rather, to petroleum from light oil. And I'm going to do the same thing here. I'm going to first disconnect these inputs because I don't want to mix, I don't want light oil going into an input that needs water. And I don't remember which one. So it's probably going to be the right one, that's water. So here we're going to do light oil cracking to petroleum. Okay. And you know what? I'm actually going to have to change the layout. I need to have a space. No, I'll be fine. I'll set it up like this. So what we'll do is we'll come out. I wonder if I can rotate this. That's not going to help me. Okay. Let's rotate these. No, I don't want to do that either. Okay. Takes me a few minutes to get this sorted out here. Okay. You know what? I'm just going to rearrange these. I think we had 9. Okay, now we're going to have 10. I'm going to put a space in between each one, and that will make it easier to run our pipes. The problem is that when you have two different inputs right next to each other, you have to do something like this in order to make that work, and I don't have enough room here to do that. So that's why I'm making this change. All right, so I'll just run some power. In between every other one is fine. Put down lights like we had before. Okay, and then I'll hook this up in the way that we've often done before. So we'll have 1 and 2, and that way we can run our pipes across without interference. I think I might need more pipes. No, I think I'm good. Okay, so let's hook up the oil first. Okay, and let's see. That goes across. This is our oil coming up. And we'll run this to our tank. Like that. Okay, so now these all have oil, and then we need to get them agua. I feel like I've painted myself into a corner here. There we go. Okay, I think this is going to work out. Need a few more of those pipes. Okay. All right, that is great. And then we just need to connect all this to our petroleum. Just about out of pipe here. I'm going to need to get some more pipe. Okay, I think we've gone about as far as we can go on the research for the moment. So we'll just leave the research turned off for now. Okay, and then we need to tie this into our petroleum supply. I'm going to grab some more pipes first. Over here. We're going to need iron plate as well, so we can make some more underground pipes. Okay. Yeah, so what we can do is we can hook into the line here. Okay. I'll go ahead and throw another tank there just so we can make sure it's all working as intended. Yeah, so we can see light oil is starting to accumulate pretty quickly. Not only because these are now producing more light oil than they did before, but also because all of our heavy oil is being converted into light oil. And then the light oil we're going to be converting into petroleum. Now the advantage with this is that even if we don't get the ratios quite right, we're still going to be making petroleum because, well, no, we won't. I was going to say if these get full, we'll still convert light oil to petroleum, but that's not true because once our petroleum tanks get full, no more petroleum can be made from any source. So, but in any case, we've got plenty of petroleum production going on that should keep our plastic and our batteries moving along with no issues. Okay, so we're in good shape. That was fairly quick, so why don't we take advantage of the time here to destroy this biter base. Let me make some more lights so that you all can see clearly what we're doing. And I've already made 5 laser turrets. Did that in a previous episode. So what we have to do is bring some power over. And I'm going to set up a couple power poles. And all I'm going to do is take my laser turrets and plop them down. And they're going to start doing their thing. Some repair kits so we can repair these that got damaged. Need some more of those. And we didn't take out the whole base, so we'll need to creep forward a bit. All right, so I'm just going to pick those up. We'll gather up all of our purple goo. We're going to use that to make alien science packs. And at this point, I'm just going to use these big power poles. And we'll come over here and finish this base off. Put a light down so we can see. And I'll do the same thing again here. Okay, and we can see on their map there's another big base fairly close by, so I'm just going to keep going and we'll take that one out too. We've got 72 alien artifacts. I think that we need, geez, I want to say it's 2,100, something like that. Or I'm sorry, 210. That'll give us, each one of those will give us 10 science packs. Sorry, I don't recall the exact quantity we need. But we've got some big bases close by, and I'm sure we won't have to go too far to get everything that we need. So as you can see, those laser turrets are quite effective at doing the job, especially with the upgrades. Okay. So that'll give us a good start. Now I'm going to craft 4 productivity modules. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we're going to put those in the machines that we're going to use to make the alien science packs. And what the productivity modules do is they give you a bonus to the output of your production. So basically every so many cycles of production that you do in your assembly machine, it'll give you another set of outputs. So in this case, every alien artifact will give us, pardon me, trying to do 2 things at once. every alien artifact will give us 10 science packs. So by using the productivity modules, every so many that we produce, we'll get a bonus cycle and we'll get an extra 10 alien science packs for free. So I like to use the productivity modules in this case because the input is scarce. By the input, I mean these alien artifacts. So these productivity modules just kind of help stretch our supply of alien artifacts. So I'm going to set these two factories to make alien science packs. Oh, I put those too far away. Put them one away. 1, 2, 3. Okay. So we'll set these to make alien science packs. And then I'm going to put a chest in the middle where we deposit the science packs. I'm going to put 2 productivity modules in each one. Now you can see when I put those in, it adds this second bar there, and that's where you see the progress indicator for your bonus output. And if you hover over, you can see in the description here on the right-hand side, it says productivity plus 8%. So that means for about every 12 alien artifacts that we process, we'll get 10 extra science packs for free. Now it does slow down the crafting speed. You can see there that our crafting speed is now reduced by 30%. So it will be slower, but it'll still be fast enough for feeding our labs. It also increases energy consumption by quite a bit, by 80%, and it increases pollution. Now in our case, neither one of those is a big concern. We've got plenty of power, and we don't care about pollution since we're playing in passive mode or friendly mode or whatever mode we call that. All right, so I'll put a few inserters there. Okay, so this is the progress for the science packs to be made, and you can see down here, this is the progress towards our bonus cycle. Okay, so now we can start to choose research that requires the purple science packs. Our eventual goal is to get to the rocket silo. Okay, and this shows us what we need for the rocket silo. So we need rocket shooting speed 5. These two we already have, but we need rocket shooting speed 5, we need speed module 3, and we need productivity module 3. So let's start with speed module 3. Get that researched. And we'll just wait here a second so we can see those things coming out. So you can see here now we get 10 of those modules for each alien artifact. Okay. And our labs will start to put those to use. All right. So we're on our final stage of research. We've got all the tiers of science underway. We're going to have to destroy some more alien bases to get more of those alien artifacts. We'll do that in the next episode. Thanks again for watching. See you next time.